to the Book Warriors live show. Not this book, the first book in the series, but we just moved and I can't find mine. Book. It's Book Warriors. So the Warrior Heir is what we'll be discussing today. All sorts of spoilers. The Warrior Heir read along is sponsored by Hyperion Teen. The Warrior Heir is by Sindhu Sharma. If you did not know yet, this is upside down. I'm Christine from Second Minutes Books. This is my channel.
Was that your... Okay, you cut it for a second there. I'm Ariel! Hi, from Ariel Bassett. I also read this book. Let's move on.
Hello, I'm Jesse from Jesse the Reader, and I don't have my book with me because I'm also moving, so it's on my phone.
Hello, my name is Kat from the channel Katie-tastic, and I did not pack my book. I just carried it with me as I was moving, so I wouldn't lose it.
Jesse, I feel like you should make your tagline sponsored by Google Images.
You can't even see my tagline anyways because my quality is so bad.
Yeah, we're all kind of playing it by ear with the internet right now because it's our first time in new locations.
Except for me. I'm
Christine,
still
you
here.
didn't turn the question on.
Oh my god, how do I do this now? Shit.
You have to, I think you have to start over.
Wait, no, it's opening. Hold on. Live. You can only turn this on before the fudge.
You guys can go ahead and leave the questions in the comment sections because
Yeah.
we forgot to turn the Q&A on, so leave your questions in the comment section.
Good ideas, Jesse. Let me open up
Doing
this
it old school style.
old school for reals. Okay. Yeah, so I got the comments up, so it's okay. It's okay. Anyway, so let's start off with our initial feelings about the book, like our overall feels about the first book, not The Wizard Heir, The Warrior Heir.
I'm like, haven't read the second book yet. Don't really know. Looking forward to it, right? Okay, so are we just gonna go down the same line? Order?
Yeah, go ahead. You want to start?
Yeah, sure. I don't care. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I actually really enjoyed the characters. I thought that they were really great. I like Jack. He's a fun main character. He's like that typical main character guy, you know? Like, I really enjoyed him. But I felt like it was really slow. Oh, I'm echoing on someone. Okay, it's okay. I felt like it was pretty slow, and I had to keep reminding myself that I haven't read a fantasy book in a really long time, so I have to, like, accept that that is kind of a part of the fantasy genre, especially in the first book of a series. It's usually going to be pretty slow because you need so much new information. However, I would have liked a little bit more action, but overall, I did enjoy it, and I do want to look into the second book. So I'm glad that I have it, even though it's on that shelf back there.
Jesse?
I have kind of similar feelings to Ariel. I really liked it, but I didn't love it.
Yeah.
I think my main problem with it was that it was slow, but like what Ariel was saying, like I had to remind myself that this is a fantasy book. It's the first in a fantasy series, so you're being introduced to the world, being introduced to all these different characters. So it was very slow paced, but at the same time, like I felt like it was really exciting at different points and like really fast paced too. So it's just kind of like going back and forth from being fast paced and slow paced.
Yeah, you kind of feel like it could be really action-packed and that the second book will be, because like you get those glimmers of excitement, but there's so much
The
setup.
second book is just a companion.
Yeah, that's what I'm so confused about. It's like, what is the
all
series? Like, are they all companions?
They're all
'Cause-
companion novels. It's like
Yeah.
not direct sequels. Like this one is about the Warrior Heir, and then the next one
is about a
is
wizard.
about the Wizard Heir, and it's a
I feel
different
like they
character.
must tie together in some way because
Yeah.
they are like, the
Crossover.
heir.
It's in the same world, and like obviously in the next book they're going to be dealing with the fallout of the end of this book. Like,
Yeah, and I
so-
know like Linda and Hastings are more in this book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
I'm
What are
pretty
the
sure that Jack is a main character in the next book. I'm pretty sure that he is a main character as well.
He is? Jack is going to be in the next
Yeah,
one?
that's what I heard. I heard that he is in it.
But is he like a side character?
I think he's a main character.
I don't know. I'm really confused about the series. Like, what is going on? But I'm wondering, like, if the last book is coming out in October, right?
You get those glimmers of
Yeah.
excitement.
Oh, this fall.
Okay, so do you
October, I
think that
October.
like maybe that book will bring all the characters together or something? I don't know. I'm confused about the series.
This book coming out is the Dragon Heir, right? Or is that book 3?
No, that's already out. That one's already out.
Together.
I feel
Kat, you want to come out here?
I feel like the Dragon Heir.
The last one is the Sorcerer Heir. The one that's coming out is the Sorcerer Heir.
Okay.
Yeah, the Sorcerer Heir is the last one. Kat, you want to share your feels? Did you share yet?
No, I didn't. See, I had a different experience than you guys did because I'd heard from you guys and other people like, oh, it was slow, like it didn't really pick up until later on. So I was like expecting it to like be slow and draggy, and I started reading it and I was pretty into it right away. Like the prologue, and then we switched to like 15 years in the past, and then we go to like the present day. Like that was a little bit choppy to me, but once we started hanging out with Jack and like doing the soccer, and like he stopped taking his medicine and he had all that stuff happening, like I was really into it. I got hooked pretty soon, and I thought, like, I didn't think it was that slow. I was expecting it though. Like I was prepared for the slow fantasy world build.
I think one of the reasons why I felt that way though is because I was reading it during the booktubeathon, so I was like, okay, I need to read this like really fast, and it was like it just felt really slow, so I wasn't really taking my time with it, you know.
Yeah, me too. I read mine during like the first day of booktubeathon, and I wanted to like finish it super quick. In the beginning, you have to take your time with a fantasy book, and but I ended up really liking it more than I thought I was going to because the beginning was so slow, and I was like, well, so slow for booktubeathon book, and I was like, am I breaking up? Am I okay?
You're okay.
Okay. But yeah, about page 150, it really started picking up. It was the part where the where Alicia, is that her name? I keep forgetting. Like Alicia, the bitchy, you know. When she got the Ellen poured the ice cream on her, that's when it started really picking up for me. I was like, oh, things just got interesting. Things just got sitcom-y up in here.
I think one other thing, just for me, is urban fantasy is really not my forte. I don't read a lot of urban fantasy because I don't usually enjoy urban fantasy. Like, I can usually enjoy it, like it, but I don't usually love it. So, for example, City of Bones, and Christine, in your review of it, you were, like, really saying a lot about, like, Teen Wolf. Like, that really isn't my main genre. So I think that might have contributed to that. Like, usually when I read fantasy or watch fantasy on TV or movies or whatever, I'm more of the epic fantasy. And so for me, like, I get to go way into this brand new world. But when it's kind of like, it's kind of our world, kind of not our world, for some reason that is a little bit harder for me to read. So that might be a reason.
Yeah, I mean, like, this was less of urban fantasy, though. It's like, it looks like we're going into their world. Like, it's slow in the beginning, but, like, towards, you know?
I agree, and maybe, like, that's what I'm thinking, like, the next book might be just more of it, so I might enjoy it more if we're, like,
Kat, do you want to come out here? Because it keeps, like, cutting out with the internet.
Yeah, I think we might be using too much internet. Okay, let me grab my belongings. Bye, guys!
Anyway, so you're rating. Let's just do Goodreads ratings really quick. I did 4 stars on Goodreads. I just put up my review last night. I forgot to Goodreads it up, but I said I would do like a 3.67 star review.
I gave it a 3.5.
Yeah, I'm leaning between that 3 and 4 mark. I'm thinking 3 stars.
See, I gave it like a 4.5. I really liked it. Like, I was expecting it to be slow and world-building, but I thought the world was so cool. Like, the whole political system with
that was like one of my favorite parts of like the world building, learning about each section of wizardry.
I think one of my favorite sections about this, but I think that just generally in fantasy, is politics, because they always have such interesting political systems, and it's always a big part of fantasy novels, and so seeing that, like, because the wizards have, like, the most power, they're in charge, and seeing that they, like, the way that they decide on future decisions through this game and stuff, it's really crazy. Like, it's crazy to me. So, I don't know. I like the politics as well, Kat. I agree with that.
So, he's the Dumbledore of the series. I was waiting for him to show up the whole time because he was in the prologue, you know, we all know. And when he did, I didn't realize it until the point where he was called Lee by Linda after Alicia revealed herself as Bitch Wizard. What did you guys with Hastings? Like, what was your journey of learning him?
I didn't realize it was him until Linda straight up told us, like, his sister Carrie was killed long ago, and I was like, that was him! Oh my god!
She was like last night. She got to that part. She's like,
what? I'm like, what? He's that guy! I was wondering how the prologue was going to tie in.
I was like, you're already at the end of the book. How did you not know this yet?
Because they called him Leander, so in my head he was Leander, and like I didn't connect the Leander and the Lee nickname to the Lee from the beginning. And that was 100-something years ago. I was like, he can't be that old.
Yeah, I felt the same exact way.
Wait, when did you find out, Jesse?
Wait, what?
When did you know that he was Lee?
The same time when Kat found out. Like, exactly. I was like, what? I didn't make the connection at all.
Yeah, no, actually the exact same.
And it's like, oh my god.
Ariel, what did you say? I think you cut out.
Okay, I'm sorry. In my screen, you guys cut out.
Yeah, you guys cut out for me as well. I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, you guys are cutting out. Yeah, no, for me it was the exact same with Kat and Jesse. Like, I apparently needed to be told explicitly that that was the thing. Oh, but I really liked it too because for a while there, the prologue felt a little bit like, wait, why was this prologue here? Like, this is a little bit confusing. So when you actually see how it links in, it was pretty cool.
Gotcha.
Yeah, for a long time I thought the prologue was like just a world-building thing,
Yeah.
like to show how the Roses like fought against each other and were willing to kill their warriors and whatnot. But the fact that Lee, as a boy, was like swearing vengeance against the Wily guy, and then he came back, I was like, okay, where's Lee? Like, when is he gonna come back? I just didn't connect it in my head.
Like, every character was like, is this where is he?
His name is Leander. If you were like looking that much, how did you not get it before?
I know, because I like was looking for Lee.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
I would skip back and I was like, okay, his name is Lee.
Lee.
Leander does not sound like Lee. Do you want to go to questions here? Let's see. First
I have a question, actually. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Jesse.
What did you guys think about Linda?
Oh, Linda. I don't like how she uses her powers so much.
Yeah, and she kind of just drove me crazy in general. Like, I thought she was just kind of, like, insane for some reason.
Like, I feel like she's, like, crazy impulsive. Like,
Yeah.
she doesn't...
And very, very overprotective of Jack, I felt.
Yeah.
Like, I understand why she was so protective of him, but I still felt like it was just, like, overprotective.
Like, a little bit irritating. Like, you wish he wasn't there so that more could happen.
Oh, like,
I don't know, stuff kind of happened when she was there. Like,
yeah.
she
No,
brought
I
the conflict.
But just, like, I get what Jesse's saying about that. Oh, I'm sorry, you cut it out again. I was just saying, like, I see what Jesse's saying about the overprotectiveness. Like, yeah.
I don't know, I feel like she kind of had to because his parents are unaware. Like, they don't know anything.
Yeah.
And also, like, Linda has a rough time on her own being an enchanter, which is, like, just above warriors on the totem pole.
Yeah. I mean, like, one of the things that annoyed me the most was that his mom didn't know. And
ever.
She's, like, a big part of this world. Like, her sister is...
That always bugs me in stories, like, when they try and keep it away from... It's like, okay, in Frozen, just to make a connection here, well, like, I never understood why they didn't tell the sister, whose name now escapes me, why her sister has these magical abilities. I'm like, so many things would be better if you just told your sister, because the other sister would obviously understand. And it was kind of somewhere here, I'm like, why don't you tell the mom? Come on. Like, oh, frustrating.
Yeah. And she's such a smart, strong lady. I said this in my book talk. I'm just kind of repeating it, but, like, it really annoyed me. Like, she's such a strong woman, and she's reduced to this, like helpless, she doesn't know what she's talking about type of figure. And she's this lawyer who's just awesome, and it irritated me.
When Hastings was, like, mind-wiping her and, like, brainwashing her. I hated that part.
I hated it, too. It was so
it made me really dislike Hastings, because, like, otherwise I could see his point. Like, I didn't dislike him. But when he was doing that, and he's like, I didn't use any unnecessary sorcery, I'm like, this whole thing is unnecessary. Except it kind of wasn't. He had to protect her still. Like, otherwise, Jessamine would have killed her immediately.
I feel like I for sure understand his point of view, and I understand him wanting to take Jack to fight, because, like, either way, Jack's going to be in danger. His life's going to be in danger. But, the Linda... It's just, he's creepy. He's just been dating that family forever. He's been dating the women of that same family. Every single person in the line, and he never, like, reproduces with them. But the fact that you were in love with, like, their great-great-grandmother, like, just the idea, like, they could have been your kid.
Yeah, it's weird.
I want to know more about him because he's so interesting.
Yeah.
Are you guys seeing the questions that Jesse's putting in the chat here?
No, because if I switch it, like, freezes. I'm in the comment.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Oh, okay, because I'm looking. We've got some good questions. Like, if you could cast the characters for a movie, who would you pick? Like, that's a typical good question.
You know who I would cast?
Go ahead.
Oh, I have one for Jack.
The guy.
You guys just cut out. You guys just cut out really bad for me.
Yeah, you cut out and then you come back screaming.
The guy from The Giver who plays Jonah would be a perfect Jack.
He really would. He really would.
We cut out every time.
Has he done any other movies?
He
don't
is
know.
so good.
He was really good.
One you guys saw before the rest of the world?
Let's just not talk about it. Actually, we're not supposed to review it. But he was a really excellent character.
He would be a great Jack.
He would be a great Jack. He was like Jack in my mind. Now that I think about it.
After I saw the movie and it came
exactly
to finish
like
the book,
him.
I was like, oh my god, he's
Jack. For Ellen, I would cast Heir from Teen Wolf.
Okay.
I can see it.
You guys?
I watched your first part of your review, Christine, before I read the book, and so I went into with the mindset of the Teen Wolf cast. So I casted Jack as Dylan O'Brien. I was like Dylan O'Brien the whole time. I don't know why.
That's a good one too.
That is.
Okay. The person that I cast as Jack is because I just finished watching Game of Thrones. I don't know why, because it's really a random person. But you know, oh my god, what's his name? The character's name. Arya starts traveling with the Smith.
Oh, okay.
He's older though.
What's his name? Danny? Or am I making that up? Anyway, that character. I had him in my mind as Jack. I don't know why. It's definitely just because I finished Game of Thrones and it's fantasy and this is sort of fantasy, so.
Who would be cast as Hastings? He has to be an attractive, but I feel like mid-30s looking guy.
I want to cast Carlisle Cullen.
Oh, I feel like he's too vampire.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm thinking Brad Pitt. He's a little too old now.
I pictured Triss's dad from Divergent movie. I can't remember.
The guy who plays the president in
the president on Scandal. I don't know why, but I pictured him as Hastings.
I pictured a more grizzly, someone with a mustache and a goatee. But yeah, Leisha, I just pictured bitchy.
Generic.
That's a great picture.
I really wanted Jessamine to find out that Leisha had tried to betray her and go to the traitors. We didn't see the fallout of that. Leisha was still on Jessamine's good side, and it's no.
The thing that when we found out that the sequel is sort of a companion, it kind of makes me feel how many answers are we gonna get? Are we just gonna move on?
There's so many books.
Yeah.
I know,
for the most part, everything was pretty resolved. I'm not dying to know what's going on with these characters. We kind of get it at the end how it closes with sometimes Ellen and Jack go and fight for the hell of it because they're warriors and it's in their blood. I liked that little ending. I was satisfied.
I loved the end. I love the Hunger Games. I love the magic use and everyone's wait, what the fuck's going on?
Wait, I loved how the dead warriors came back to life.
Yeah.
Did you guys like that aspect?
Yeah,
that was so awesome.
Yeah, how they could just bring them back to fight them, but they're in this window. Yeah.
Well, I was getting so frustrated when the wizards are changing the rules. They're oh, we'll just add it in that the players can't use wizard
either, and we'll just add it in that there has to be a winner if you guys want. I'm like, no, you guys,
No.
I wanted the dragon to wake up and eat them.
Oh my god. Cat. So brutal.
They were brutal. They're making these 16-year-old kids fight to the death for their own political power play. Like,
Do you guys, Jesse, do you have another question in there? Or do you want me to?
Yeah. Which type of magic person do you think you would be? The wizards, seers, warriors, enchanters, or sorcerers?
I mean, I feel like we'd all want to be wizard because that's like.
That's the thing, because it isn't just like the powers that come with it; it's the political caste that comes with it, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be in that lowest caste.
Yeah.
well, even now that the castes are all equal, like wizards.
Are they really? The wizards are still the more
They
equal.
kind of have an
Even if
edge.
they are all equal, it'll always be the like wizards have the coolest powers, right? Like they're always going to be the most
Sorcerers have pretty cool powers.
sorcerers are
Sorcerers are cool, but like the wizards in the end are cooler because you can't knit a sweater to protect you faster than you can just whisper the Latin words. Like, hold on, I'm coming.
But I guess wizards can just make sorcerers make
Yeah.
them items. Enchanters, I don't know. Enchanters have the whole like
Enchanters-
willpower control thing.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not higher on the totem pole, honestly, because
Yeah.
they're like.
It's because
persuasion-y.
if the wizards are aware of it, they can shut it down, and they don't want the enchanters to be up on the totem pole because then they would rule.
Yeah.
They want to like subdue them. Warriors too, because warriors could kick the wizards' asses like that.
Yeah.
But they gotta like keep them down.
The sorcerers actually kind of reminds me of the human magic in the Bloodlines series that we see.
Haven't,
no one else has
haven't read it.
But people who have read it, right?
Am I right?
What was this question again? Oh, what would you want to be? Okay,
Yeah.
wizard.
What type would you want to be?
But like I'm generally overall, I just am like it's the closest thing to Harry Potter. So wizard.
Like warrior, I think it would be cool to be. They basically have some wizard powers
No,
because they
only
can
Jack-
levitate stuff. No, the first thing he has them do is levitate a top. Like where do
Oh yeah,
the
like
powers
using the
end?
energy. No,
Yeah.
but no, that's Nicholas training him to use his wizard powers. Though.
No, it was his.
Oh, no,
they
you're
brought
right,
him
it
to the
was
gym,
Hastings.
and they were like, the first thing you do is the top. So
Interesting.
what the fuck was that? Are we frozen?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, so that had me questioning like where do the warrior powers end? Because he can like slam someone across the field without touching them.
Also the flames on the sword.
Yeah,
like,
he has
there
like
was some
flame
magic
powers
going
and
on.
telekinesis powers. So I don't know.
I have a general question that I think is like a solid question because I think we've all asked each other the same thing. Like, are you going to read the rest of the books in the series?
I'm gonna read this one.
For sure.
I'm probably going to read, and I have the first two, so
Yeah,
I'm
so
probably
I'll
going to
see
read
what
at
the
least the
next
second
one, how
one
it
and
goes.
see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on the second one, I'll see if I want to continue on because it seems that they are companions.
Yeah.
So if I really like the Wizard Heir, then I'll definitely continue on with the series.
Yeah. And I
I'm
feel,
I'm interested in picking up the second one, but I don't feel like I'm in a giant rush to pick it up either. So I'm not averse to it, but I'm not like in a rush.
yeah, I feel like the everyone says the second one is so much better. So
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I've heard as well. Is like it just keeps getting better. So I just want to.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like that happens a lot with fantasy series. So like I believe them, and I'm willing to pick up the next one because I feel like that's giving it a fair chance. You have to like.
Yeah, I mean, I really want to pick up the next one. Like, the world was the part that I loved the most, and now I want to see the fallout from this, like, huge rewriting of the rules that bind all these magical people. Like, I want to see what happens next in this world.
Yeah.
Guys, the part with like the poison.
You're cutting out.
You're cutting out.
Like the remember like they run to church.
Oh, yeah, the gaff, what was that called?
The
The dagger.
poisonous gaff
Yeah, the
thing?
gaff dagger thing.
What are your feelings on that part? I was like, I don't know.
Hey, you guys cut out.
What about it?
You guys cut out the entire time you were explaining that, so we don't know what you're talking about. What part?
When Jack got hit, when Jessamine or Wiley threw the dagger at Jack and he got hit with the poison and he almost died.
Like, I just felt like I don't know, like he was gonna die from that poison, but before midnight. I just felt like it was just, I don't know, it was so extreme. And then like he came and he could fix it in the church. I thought he couldn't be fixed in the church. That's what I thought was like wizards can't do magic in the church.
I don't remember.
Different. I felt like there was kind of like a little bit of a plot hole there.
There might have been, yeah.
Can you hear
I
me?
don't remember specifically. Yeah, you guys are cutting out really bad.
Why is this happening? We have to get business internet.
Yeah, we need better internet.
Time Warner cable sucks.
Yeah.
Somebody asked who is your favorite character?
My favorite's Hastings, by far. I like him. He's like so interesting. Like there's so much to learn about his past.
Yeah, I like Hastings and Jack. Those are my two favorite characters. Because I really like how Jack grew over the story. Like he really became a strong character, and like he changed a lot, like both physically and like as he learned about this world and like learned his responsibilities and stuff. And I liked Jack's journey a lot, but Hastings is very interesting, and I want to know more about him.
Yeah, I feel like Jack as well, just because I felt like I went on this journey with him. Like, as he was discovering all this different information, like, I was just discovering it alongside with him. So, I don't know, I think Jack was my favorite character. I really liked Hastings too, though, so kind of same as you guys.
I legit feel really repetitive because I wanted to say Jack as well. No, but just because I feel like he's a good main character. You want to find a main character that you actually kind of sympathize with, whose reactions you believe throughout the storyline and everything, and I actually found that he was a good main character. It's like my favorite TV show when I was a kid was Arthur. It's like I really love Arthur. He's the main character. And yeah, sometimes like other characters are maybe a little bit funnier or a little bit more exciting, but at the end of the day, like I feel loyal to that main character.
Yeah. Somebody says Hastings could heal him in the church because it was healing magic, not like offensive magic.
It's a sanctuary, so you can still use non-offensive magic.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah.
That makes a little bit of sense.
Offensive.
Offensive.
Your magic is offending me. Magic, please.
I feel like my things isn't working here, like my comment tracker thing. First time actually seeing
Okay, somebody asks, how can a dead warrior change the rules? I thought warriors were lowest castle. Does that make sense to you at all? Wouldn't the warriors overrule it?
Well, it was, like, that part was a little bit confusing. Like, I didn't follow exactly what was happening at first. But it was basically like these rules that were set in place were what was holding the warrior ghosts at bay. And when they started changing the rules, it started like weakening the things that bound the warrior ghosts. So the warrior ghosts all come back, and they started killing wizards and stuff. And now they like kind of pressured the wizards into changing the rules to an agreed term rather than what they currently were.
I didn't even get that. That's why they were able to come out.
Yeah, that's why they were able to come out, was because they were changing the rules. And so, like, the barriers that were holding the warrior ghosts down were, like, weakening. And the warriors were like, we're not going to stand for this anymore. And they, like, went up. And
there's a question here that says, at the end, was anyone else Jack to just kill Ellen? She went for it. Don't be the choice. Okay, this is a very like Katniss Peta. Like he liked Ellen, and he was like more brainwashed than he was because she'd been trained to do this her entire life. And like just like Katniss was like, I don't trust Peta. Like he might be like turning against me. And like you remember in Hunger Games, she was just like no.
Yeah. Peta. Yeah.
So like Jack doesn't want to kill like his girlfriend. Like they were like. Were they dating before that? Yeah, they were kind of dating.
Yeah, kind of.
I was
not really, but kind of.
I was not really that into the Ellen and Jack thing because, like, I liked the little romance kind of that they had, but like when Jack wrote her that letter, the postcard, and was like, "I miss you," I was like, "What?" She hasn't really talked to you that much.
They hung out all the time, I thought.
Yeah, they did hang out a lot,
all the time. I think we didn't see it. I think it was like more like a montage.
That's why I didn't like feel it as much because it was a more like montagey relationship.
Yeah, because it's not like threaded throughout the story. You just kind of get like a glimpse of their relationship, so it kind of felt out of character a little bit.
And then we find out like that Ellen is the warrior this whole time. Like I predicted that was gonna happen.
Yeah, I did too. I was like,
Ellen's gonna come back and like she's the other warrior, isn't she? Like that's gonna happen.
Yeah. I predicted it too, but like I don't know. I was so surprised Jack didn't catch on that something was up with Ellen. He was like
the fact that she didn't demand answers after that event with Lowback where he almost killed the drunken jock guy.
The fact that she held back really strong warrior Jack should have been like, wait a minute, she's not just gardening.
Those gardening muscles.
I know, like I have a whole section of my book talk. I'm just like, what the hell is gardening? Just
one question that we have, and I've seen it like twice. So just like, what was your favorite part of the book, or section, or scene? The book.
My favorite part was the battle at the end.
My favorite part was when Jack was being declared as the warrior, and like there was all this scandal, and like Jessamine was like, "This is outrageous," and Wiley was like, "This can't be happening," and like everyone is freaking out. I was like, "Yes, ha ha ha."
I think I liked the final battle the best, but I don't know. I also like this. I can't remember exactly what happens, but they're like looking for the heirloom, and they're in the is it a museum or a library? I can't remember.
Like, it was like the basement.
Yeah, like the basement.
Council building or something.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I really liked that scene of them just like sneaking around. So.
And then Linda set Wiley's face on fire.
I like that part. Yeah.
Go Linda.
Yeah, Linda. It's so weird. Like my mom's name is Linda, so every time I read Linda, I was like,
yeah.
It's like, oh hey mom.
You didn't make that connection. I feel like I should say mine. I really like the scene, like the soccer scene, just because I actually didn't really see it coming. Like I obviously knew that he was a wizard, and I knew that wizard/warrior, and like that he his powers were gonna be revealed at some point. But I just for some reason didn't make the connection between the medicine and then his powers being revealed, and then everything going to hell. Like it was an exciting sequence of events, so I enjoyed the like soccer section.
The medicine kind of reminds me of the injections in the giver.
And the soccer is reminiscent of the lacrosse in Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
But this book came before Teen Wolf, so.
Yeah.
I actually pictured Marcus Reyes. I don't know who that is.
Marcus Reyes, the football player.
Did you automatically think of Jessamine Lovelace? Okay, Jessamine, I like the name Jessamine, and I like Jessamine Lovelace. Like I love her character, but obviously she's a big bitch. And then this Jessamine is a big bitch, and it's just ruining the name Jessamine for me, and it's really annoying. Like I want to use the name Jessamine for something, and now I'm just like, everyone named Jessamine is a bitch.
You have to use it for a bitchy character.
You have to use it for a nice character so you can change it. Like
redeem the name Jessamine.
I want a kick-ass woman protagonist named Jessamine to fix the name problem.
I mean, yeah, I did think of Jessamine Lovelace when we first heard the name Jessamine because that's like the only other Jessamine that I know. But then it was really clear that this Jessamine was like a straight-up villain, like straight-up antagonist, and was not likable.
Has other sides.
Yeah, like Lovelace is redeemable, and she has like good and bad qualities, and you can like relate to her struggle. But
like, and she's like
Long Branch was just.
Long Branch is just. She was like one of those. She's been alive for so long that she's lost her humanity.
Yeah.
It's like what Magnus Bane always talks about happening with wizards who like don't take chances and fall in love. Like again, they just kind of become stoic and they don't care about others that are gonna die at all.
the scene where she like was doing the appointment inspecting Jack like the final time, where she was like just treating him like a piece of meat.
Yeah.
And like that felt.
Somebody asked, how did you guys understand the whole Lee is like over 100 years thing? I understand how Hastings is the boy from the beginning, but I don't think the book explained well enough how their lifespans work.
Well, wizards are immortal,
Yeah.
The wizard stone like makes him immortal. Like even Nick, who was hundreds of years old, like he just looked like a middle-aged man.
Yeah,
Right.
I think you stop around the middle. I think you can probably choose. Like they could probably.
Because Jessamine was young still. Like she looked young
if you
still.
If you wanna age yourself a little more, you probably can.
Yeah, I think that was just a detail that wasn't very like emphasized in the book.
You'll probably learn more about their immortality.
Oh, wizards!
The wizard.
I found a really good question. Someone, Wordy Wanderings wrote, after reading the previous Booksplosion books, and it all happened, they were all from female perspectives. Did you enjoy the change to a male narrator? Is he a realistic teen boy? Considering
Attachment.
Considering
Well,
was
attachments
by a
was
woman author.
Attachments was a male's perspective.
Yes, I mean even
Which,
Yeah.
Yeah, Cinda is a woman as well.
Harry Potter is a woman too.
Yeah.
it doesn't matter the gender of the author at all.
No, the person wrote, like, do you think that it was realistic portrayal of a teenager since the person who wrote it was a woman? Like, because it would be kind of...
Okay.
Yeah, what are you saying?
No, I think it was good. I think that I really don't care about the gender of a main character.
Yeah.
If the character is interesting and the story is good, right? Like, I don't care if I'm reading from a boy's perspective or a girl's perspective, and I don't really notice. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like something I'm like, oh, this is written by a boy, so I better read it, because I don't ever read from boys' perspectives.
Yeah, I mean, like, I care, but, like, it doesn't make it, like, I don't like it, you know? Just, I could tell the difference. Like, it's a different kind of style a lot of times, but it's like a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
But I like it. I was refreshing for a change, because I haven't read a male protagonist in a while. Yeah.
It's good.
Yep, agreed.
Yep.
I thought it was a realistic male portrayal. Like, nothing really stood out like, oh, this is clearly a woman writing this book.
I mean, I think even, like, questioning that is kind of like a sexist remark, because men write from the point of view of women, and, like, we'd never be like, oh, she's manly. Like,
no, it's not saying that it's manly. It's saying, like, do you think that they're doing a fair portrayal of a female or a male's point of view? I don't think it's a sexist question, because, like, if you think about all of the stories
we
that
can't
are
see
told...
the actual question.
Yeah,
so
I
I
know.
don't know.
Uh-oh. Are we still... Oh, we're still live. Okay.
Hey, guys! Welcome
Hey, guys.
This is the halftime show starring Ariel and Jesse.
Should we do a little song?
Apparently we're having technical difficulties. Oh, geez.
I'm so uncomfortable right now.
Oh, wow. Suddenly, I'm just, who dear? Okay.
Here, I have a question.
Do you?
Somebody
Think
said,
you
what is
could
one thing that you would change about the book?
I really wanted it to be a bit more fast-paced. Like, I think that it did drag out, and it was pretty slow. And I think that the ending was really exciting once we actually, like, got to the game and everything. But, like, before that, I really feel like it could have picked up a little bit.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I think, yeah, definitely the slow pacing is, like, the only really, like, big thing that I can complain about. Because it was really slow, but I also feel like the reason I felt it was so slow, again, is because I was reading it during the BookTubeathon, and I was just like, doing something fast. So,
Yeah.
It's live.
hey, guys, we're still live.
oh my god, that was so scary.
We had a little halftime show. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We thought we were still going. We were
I
answering the
know,
question.
talking, like, Jesse and Ariel are frozen.
We're currently on the question, what is one thing that you would change about the book? And we already answered. We just said basically like the slow pace is like the only thing that we would really get rid of.
I would add more character dialogue and interaction. I think that would have made it more fun. There was like a lot of world building and not enough dialogue for me. At points, like some points there were dialogue and I was like excited about it, but there was a lot of character montage scenes, like where it was like they hang out a lot and
Like time passed in a paragraph.
Yeah, and I would have liked to see like just some scenes, like just skip around if you need to, but like just.
I would have added more of the Ellen.
Sorry, you cut out on the screen. Go ahead.
I would have added more of the Ellen and Jack relationship, like develop that a little bit more, show them actually like getting closer, and like some more feelings there. Because when Ellen was like, I can't kill you and I don't know why, like she's been trained to do this since she was born. Like she has no family, like this is her only life. I feel like she would have been harsher about it unless we saw more of her like warming up to Jack and like actually getting close to him, which we didn't really get.
No, I was just going to add that I think that, Christine, the point you brought up about dialogue, I think dialogue really does speed up a book. You know what I mean? Like, it adds, you feel like you're reading or watching a conversation, and it can happen pretty quickly. I mean, yeah, like, obviously it is actually faster to physically read, but it also just feels like a faster thing is happening. You're more in the moment. I think that more conversation and more dialogue would have helped with the problem that I was having of it feeling slow-paced. So I think that would have been kind of killing two birds with one stone. One warrior stone. Am I right? Am I right? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh wait, I have a question that's like so random, but it has to do with the series. What is your favorite Heir Chronicles cover? Because they all have beautiful covers, and I don't know which one is my favorite.
Look at the rest of them yet. What's on the other ones?
I'm gonna bring them up on Goodreads. I want to see.
Between these two, I like the wizard one better. I don't know. I like the sword.
I'm digging the sword.
Yeah, they're good covers.
Yeah.
Oh man, I just saw the one for the sorcerer heir. I'm digging the sorcerer heir.
What is the sorcerer heir look like?
Oh, it's so freaking cool. It's gold, like the background is gold, and so you can kind of see the buildings a little bit more. And it's like a vial.
Buildings! There's like a hallway. It looks like a hallway.
This has more buildings.
That is a hallway.
That's what, oh, okay. Well, it's like a building in the background, but it's got a glass vial, and it's like red poison, like spurring out. It's really cool.
Ooh.
I'm digging the here. I vote that one.
We can't open it up because our internet sucks.
Yeah.
I
Which
can't
one's your favorite, Betsy?
I think mine is the Dragon Heir.
Yeah, I'm looking at that one right now. It's
Beautiful. There's like this dragon staff type thing on it, and it's got this really nice.
The wizard. Yeah, this is what I'm picturing.
It looks very similar to that. It's like a dragon staff with a stone of some sort on the top of it.
Yeah, like it's the actual staff is more intricate, and it's like has dragons carved into it, like made of metal.
But I just really like the red. It just looks really nice.
Yeah, actually, and with that turquoise, like it's a really nice. I think actually that is a good topic, Jesse. I think that these are really great covers.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the covers are so nice.
Yeah, that's the one for the
Did
dragon.
you know that
Yeah.
the Warrior Heir actually had a cover change because it didn't used to have that like cityscape in the background.
It was just black, right?
Yeah, it was just black.
Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting.
I think it's nice, like the city in the background, because you don't really see it, but it adds something.
Yeah.
Like I like it. And it kind of does remind you that this is urban fantasy, not just fantasy.
Guys, the Sorcerer Heir comes out November 4th. It comes out in November.
Oh, yeah.
No, there's one coming out in October, I thought.
No, it's November.
Maybe
Maybe
That changed?
it's not a very good quality picture.
Yeah, it looks like a bottle of perfume exploding.
Or maybe this date is not the correct date on here. Like it's
On
like
Goodreads, it says October 21st.
Yeah, I thought it was October.
it might be October. This just says,
Amazon is saying October 21st as well, but I don't know if that's right or not. So.
Okay.
interesting.
Do we have more questions?
Yes. Can you guys see the questions? We don't have our comments up anymore since we crashed.
Somebody asked, what did you guys think of Will and Fitch?
I liked Will. And you know what? The other one could lie his ass off. He was so good at improv. I was so impressed.
Like Bill wasn't catching on to the lie, and like Fitch was just going with it.
Going, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, they were like a good duo, I feel like.
Yeah, because Will was like this loyal, like golden retriever character that would like always defend him. At first, I actually thought they were plants to make sure that he was okay at school.
Like half his neighborhood.
Yeah, that's why I thought that Linda invited them to come, because like to that little outing that they had, because that they were protectors or something.
I didn't even think about that, but that makes total sense.
Yeah, I thought he was like a Grover from Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
What was Linda even doing inviting them in the first place?
Yeah,
like if it has anything.
This is why I think Linda is crazy. Like, why is she doing stuff like that?
Like, you can bring your friends with dangerous mission, because if that makes you happy.
It was dangerous. It has something to do with the Wereland and like this whole secret magical world. Like, yeah, she's an enchanter and she can kind of like tell them to do whatever she wants. But come on, girl, like,
Putting children in danger.
What if you guys think of like just the name in general, unaware, like unaware? I really enjoyed that.
Unaware,
I liked how it was like unaware.
Unaware.
Somebody in the comments earlier, they were like, did anybody else read the word unaware as muggles? And I was like, or like Christine, you said in your review, mundanes. It's like all of these different worlds have their different terms for normal people.
Yeah.
Non-magic folk.
Unaware is the most like out there that I've ever heard.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's like
the name for the community. I mean, Muggle is the most out there one, but we're so used to it because.
I don't know. Muggle is really weird. It sounds like
Muggle is not Muggle.
Muggle and mundane, like they both have like a. I don't know.
No, I feel like Muggle is a really weird word. It's not a real word. It's not a word.
like mundane makes sense because it's like, oh, average, typical, mundane.
Yeah, exactly, and boring, and it's a very condescending word too. But yeah, Muggle is like complete nonsense. I feel like J.K. Rowling was looking at a mug of coffee and she's like, Muggle. She just wrote it down.
But with unaware, I thought it meant something. I thought it was like some sort of wizard, because in the beginning, in the prologue, we see that his mom was unaware and they don't want her, and she was just sitting. I thought she was like some sort of mute sort of a thing. Like that's what I thought unaware was.
And then they also called like the wizards at sometimes Anna Wizard, and that like confused me a little bit because I was like, I thought the Anna prefix was like a. Oh no, Anna Wizard was anyone who wasn't a wizard. It means like non-wizard.
Why did they even make that? Just call them regular.
Well, no. It means like enchanters, warriors, like all the rest of the Wereland people who aren't wizards. Like Anna Ware means not where, and like all these people are the Wereland people. So Anna Wizard means everyone who's not a wizard, who is still aware.
Oh my
God.
It
gets a little confusing.
Again, like there's a lot of words to learn this one.
Yeah, a lot of terms.
Let's get a glossary, please. Next time you print it, put a glossary.
I wish fantasy series would do that though, like put like a glossary at the front or the back.
That would be really helpful.
Yeah, it would just be really nice to have.
I agree.
The first book.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for the first one. Like, yeah, you don't have to publish it every time.
I feel like does Throne of Glass have that?
Throne of Glass has one online that you can reference.
Right? Yeah. Isn't it on her website or something?
Yeah.
Somebody wrote, did any of you think that Jack dealt with the whole I'm a wizard and there's a stone behind my heart that gives you magical powers things really well? Like when Linda was explaining everything to him, I feel like he wasn't really taken aback at all. I found it a little bit not believable. What did you guys think?
Well, that was after everything had gone down. Like,
so it was like, well, something's up.
Yeah. Like he just
There's obviously something wrong with me.
Like he just faced off something with a flaming sword. Like he stopped taking his medicine and he felt better and had like that burst of power. Like something weird has been going on. I thought it was natural that he's just like, okay, finally an explanation. Like accept it.
Yeah, because it's not like before. It's not like Harry who hadn't done anything purposefully.
Yeah.
Really.
And like little things.
Little things. It's like this huge thing happened with the sword. Wasn't it with the sword?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was like crazy magic.
And he like heard all the whispers and they're like, he is the true heir. Like he is allowed to have the sword.
So it's like seeing is believing. Like, and he already seen. So he just needs.
I agree. It's like it was the explanation that he needed. He needed an explanation. It was given to him. It makes sense that he wouldn't really be against it. Also, it would be kind of annoying if he was against it, right? Like,
what do you mean? All this magic needs to have a wizard? No.
Let's see. It's hard to go through the questions because a lot of the comments are just like interesting comments, but they're not.
I have a question.
Oh, good.
What did you guys think about the ending and about the motives for Jack and Ellen not to kill each other, even knowing? Oh wait, we kind of went over that one, didn't we?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesse, during our halftime show, since it was only two of us, it was going from you to me, and then you.
Oh.
It wasn't at the same time.
I'm glad it didn't shut down the broadcast. Like, I was really scared because I was like.
Somebody asked what the August book is. Should we reveal that?
Wait. We did for the August book of the month. We had a poll on our Goodreads page. We each nominated a book. Christine nominated The Night Circus. I nominated Landline. Jesse.
Let's Get Lost by Addie Alsed.
Ariel.
Animal Farm by George Orwell.
And we let you guys vote, and vote you did.
Before you say the winner, we let you guys vote on the Goodreads. So if you're not a member of our Goodreads group, you can hit that up, and then next time, if we ever do this again, you'll be made aware of the voting.
Yes, and we have a very clear winner. It won by quite a few votes.
And it is Midnight Circus!
I don't have it with me right now, but I do own a copy.
Pretty mine.
Yeah, Christine's is nice and hardcover and beautiful, and my book has a hole in it.
Holy book.
I'm really excited to read this one.
Yeah, me too, even though my book was last.
Wait, what?
And that did not win.
What genre? What genre is the Night Circus? Is it fantasy as well?
I think it's fantasy.
Yeah, it's
cool.
like this. It's about this traveling circus, and these two, are they wizards? Two magicians are like raised to fight. I love that they're magicians. To the warrior heir. Yeah,
like
I'll tell you right now, I have read this book. It is nothing like the warrior heir. It's historical fiction. None of the characters are teenagers. Because it doesn't take place in our time. Like it takes place quite a while ago. It's kind of like
and it's an adult book.
Pardon?
It's an adult book.
Yeah, it's an adult book.
So the characters, although there is because it has. Okay, it's really beautiful. Everyone should pick it up. But basically, it does take place in this really magical circus, and there's a lot of different magical acts. So you follow a lot of different characters in the circus. So it has like multiple plot lines, and also you follow some characters that like go to the circus that aren't in the circus. So there's lots of different plot lines, and one of the plot lines are these kids that are like 11. So there is kids in there too.
Cool.
Yeah. So yes, this is our August book of the month.
August book of the month.
Our live show is
September 2nd.
Is it? The first Saturday of September.
Yeah.
Is our live show.
Yeah. What do we have any other questions? Do we want to wrap this up at like 5:05?
No, I think we can do a couple more questions.
Yeah.
Hey guys, September 2nd isn't right.
I didn't think so. No, it doesn't sound right.
Okay, the first Saturday in September.
So the first Saturday, we'll figure it out, and we'll let you know on our Goodreads page, our Twitter, our Instagram. So just follow us everywhere.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be
Let's talk more about the warrior heir because I feel so cut off from the world.
Oh no, wait! It wasn't in September. It was the last Saturday of August, which is the 30th. August 30th.
La 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 la. Okay. Which was your favorite villain?
Well, the main villain in this book was really like Jessamine.
And Wiley and the whole political system.
Wiley. Yeah, Wiley's psychotic.
He's not cool.
He just like gets pleasure out of cutting people up and.
Like, he went to kill 11-year-old Lee, who was a wizard, like, in the prologue.
Yeah, just
like,
for fun.
He just wanted to slit his throat for funsies.
Yeah.
Like, and he's a wizard! Like, you don't do that to wizards!
Well, they didn't know that he was a wizard.
Yeah, they did. He's a wizard. Like, they knew they spilled wizard blood because Lee's father was a wizard. They killed him, too.
Oh, yeah. He's an asshole.
How surprised were you guys? Like, this is one thing that really shocked me when Leander was like, I don't want you to fight for the red rose or the white rose, but the silver dragon. I was like, what? Ethan? How is that possible?
Like, I knew
new party. Oh, yeah, because, like, I always thought that it was going to be one of the roses because, like, even in the prologue. I was about to say prelude. That's music. In the prologue, you have like it's all about the roses. They're always talking about the roses, and I'm like, okay, it's gonna be the roses, and it's still a dragon. I'm like, I don't even know what's going on here.
Like I knew he was gonna be like independent. He was gonna be like fight for me, but I didn't know he had a name in mind. So like dragon. I thought he was gonna be like say his name like Lee Hastings.
Fighting for the.
Where does he go?
Oh no!
We are having so many technical difficulties today.
Sorry, guys.
I'm so sorry. We're gonna have it together by next time. But thanks for sticking with us here.
Yeah.
Like This might end up being a little shorter of a live show because of all the technical difficulties. Ariel, do you see any other good questions?
I'm looking. Someone wrote, what's the Goodreads group they're talking about? That's a great question, actually. Just so you know, Booksplosion has a Goodreads group on Goodreads where we have sections where you can talk about parts of the book with other people, let us know your thoughts on the book. Sometimes we do polls about the book and all sorts of other fun stuff, so definitely follow us there. And we also have a Twitter and an Instagram. So, and we're Booksplosion.
And a Tumblr.
And a Tumblr, sorry. So search for us everywhere, because that's where you'll get updates too. Like when we were doing the poll, I was tweeting a lot about it, so you could have voted if you were following us on Twitter too.
Yeah,
so.
And cool pics on the Tums. If you missed it, I had some cool pics with Chandler and the Warrior, and it was so cute. Question.
I'm looking through.
So wait, were any of you guys surprised about Ellen being the other warrior, or did you all predict it?
I predicted it. I mean...
You kind of figure, right? Like, it kind of makes sense, I feel.
I mean, I wasn't, like, 100% sure, but I just kind of was like, okay, I feel like she's going to be, like, yeah.
Did any of you predict Leisha? Because that surprised me.
I didn't predict Leisha. I wasn't, like, surprised. I was just like, whoa.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I wasn't super shocked when, like, it was revealed. Like, these things were revealed, but it was still, I was like, oh, what?
Yeah, it was just like an oh.
Yeah.
Okay. But
somebody asked what the Night Circus hashtag is going to be.
We haven't decided yet. Oh, wait, didn't we say something? Oh, no, we didn't.
That was for...
Yeah, that was something else. But... Wait, what's something from that Britney Spears song? Circus.
Oh.
Here's a question. I like this question. What's your favorite Booksplosion book so far? I feel like we should answer this question every time because like it could change. So just to clarify, we've read Control by Lydia Kang, Panic by Lauren Oliver, Attachments by Rainbow Rowell, Rebel Bell by Rachel Hawkins, The Warrior Heir by Cinda Williams, Chima.
We Were Liars.
Oh, yeah, and We Were Liars by E. Lockhart.
E. Lockhart.
Rebel Bell.
Rebel Bell's my favorite.
Jesse?
Attachments by Rainbow Rowell.
I'm gonna go with We Were Liars by E. Lockhart. It was so.
What was your second favorite? Attachments.
Rebel Bell.
I think Attachment for me.
Third favorite for me was...
It's hard. They're all so different. It's like really difficult to compare them.
I guess third favorite for me is like Control.
I like this one more than Control.
Yeah, this one was a lot better than Control.
Yeah, I like this one after Control.
I think my third one would be Rebel Bell.
And then last, I have...
After that, I'm forgetting the title, so it doesn't matter.
I'm like forgetting because I'm like trying to rank them.
Oh, what about Panic? But Panic, I think, is at the bottom for me.
Oh, Panic.
Panic.
Panic was such a fun read though because it like made me like so frustrated and like.
Yeah,
comparing it, it didn't have a good end, so like it kind of spoils the book.
And the thing with Panic, I feel like there's not a lot of rereadability, whereas with all the other books, like I could reread this, and I'm sure I would like love it even more the second time around since you have like you're more grounded in the world and you understand the characters a lot better.
Yeah, for sure.
That's why this book I'm gonna enjoy even more because I already know the world, I already like the world, and like I want to see where the world goes. The world.
Yeah, I'm so intrigued by the second book. Like this whole idea of it being a companion has just got me so intrigued.
Yeah, they're all like companions. Like they're not direct sequels. They're all companions, I believe.
Yeah, so it'll be super interesting to see what it's like.
You guys are planning to read it relatively soon, right? Like Jesse, you're gonna read it in August. This one?
Yeah, definitely.
Christine just started reading it right now.
Like, excuse me, I'm just gonna.
Oh, somebody asked, what's the new hashtag?
We haven't had it yet. We're gonna make it up and we'll tell you.
Yeah.
I'll tweet about it on the Booksplosion Twitter.
Yeah, we'll figure it out tonight.
very
You
soon.
looked up the lyrics to Britney Spears Circus.
Yeah, I can read it to you. There's only two types of people
People
living.
in the world.
The ones that entertain and the ones that observe. I must put on a show
That's
kind of
actually
girl.
like
Hashtag I will put on a show kind of girl.
that's actually like a really
If you guys have any hashtag suggestions.
Did I just cut you out?
Oh, now you see the ugly
Yeah,
box.
didn't these guys?
Don't give suggestions. We're gonna think.
No,
of
didn't
it.
they give us a touch clip? I feel like they
No,
should.
I gave you a tash clip.
Well,
Excuse me. But let's wait and just I like to
We'll talk
brainstorm.
about it.
Don't give us ideas.
we'll let you guys know as soon as it's decided.
yeah.
We'll let you know.
Somebody asked a good
Do
question.
we want to take like 3 more Warrior Air questions here?
Yeah. Somebody asked a good question. What did you think of the British history mixing in with the magical world? Did you like it? Or did we already answer this?
I liked it. Did you?
We didn't answer this.
No,
I
we
think.
didn't talk about this.
I really liked it. I
Yeah,
thought
me
that
too.
added more depth to the world. Like, it was all based in England, and then
Yeah.
when some people came over to America, like, that's where they started
really
marrying
liked
the
that.
Muggles, the
Yeah.
unaware.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah.
And when
think
Jack
that
was back to England, like, he could feel his history there. Like, he
Yeah.
felt more of a connection with it.
like the voices.
Yeah. He saw the ghosts. The ghosts
Yeah.
were like, warrior.
I like how that explains like why he was born with this weird birth defect because they're evolving different because they're mating
Yeah,
with
with the
the regular
unaware
humans
instead of- yeah.
instead of each other.
And is that like a birth defect that happens often? Like, is that
It sounds like it doesn't, you know?
Yeah, it sounds like a very rare thing to just be. He was born a wizard, but without a stone. Doesn't the stone?
Stone is the fuel. Like I think that like makes it go.
Yeah.
Just,
You guys froze there for a second.
Aww.
You might want to re-say what you said.
Pat says, doesn't the stone fuel you? And I was like, no, I think it's in your blood that you're a wizard, and the stone fuels the powers.
Okay.
Because like is Jack gonna live forever then? Or
Yeah, that's what I said in
because he
the
doesn't have a
in my
stone?
book talk. Like, is he immortal or is he not? I mean, I feel like he might. I think like there's a chance that he might just age a lot slower. We'll see.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that I do really like that because I think it adds credibility to the story when you're seeing how actual historical events influence this fantasy world and how these fantasy elements influence our real world. It adds to the credibility of the story. You can start to link it in, and I think that that is something like kind of that Harry Potter did, you know, where you really see the mix between the real life and the not real life. Like I think that that mix adds credibility to the story, so I think it was good. I would have liked to see more even. Like I don't know. I love history, so it would have been good to see more of it.
Somebody asks, what are your thoughts on Nick Snowbeard? Do you wish you could have learned more about him?
Yeah, I wish I had learned more about him. Like, how is he connected to them? Did he have a romantic relationship with Mother ever? Like,
Yeah.
like
That's what I was thinking. You don't
Yeah.
learn about Jack's father like
Yeah.
at all.
yeah, he's lives in like Rhode Island.
Is his dad magical and we don't know it? Like, does he have,
His father is said to be an unaware, but we don't see him. We don't know
he's
him.
mysterious. Maybe we'll see in one of the other books and not know it's his dad, and then it'll connect.
I was thinking Nick was like his grandfather or his dad
yeah,
or something.
I thought Nick
like,
was related to him in some way because
Yeah.
he like had this fatherly thing going on. But
and yeah, Nick was another character like Hastings. Like, you know, he has a long history,
yeah, we want to
and
know more
we
about
want to
him.
know more. Because like, what was his motive for protecting over Jack? Like,
yeah,
what was his connection exactly to the
because he
family?
clearly cared. Like, he
Yeah.
was-
More than just Linda being an enchanter.
but even
Right.
the community around them, like they obviously care about this family. Because why are those people all there to protect Jack? You know?
Yeah. Interesting stuff.
Yeah.
What about you guys? You guys like Nick?
Yes,
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Ariel.
Go Jesse, go Jesse.
It's just like the same thing. Like I wish we would have learned more about him. So I don't know.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I have nothing to add because I just feel like I don't know that much about it.
What training sessions did you like more? The Hastings training or the Nick training?
I like Hastings.
Yeah, Hastings just because I liked Hastings more. I feel like, and I feel like I knew him more. You know.
Well, Hastings are just we got more of a feel for him. We knew more about him.
True.
And just we understood him because of the beginning, because of what happened to his
I didn't, because I didn't connect that.
I didn't connect it either, Kat. Don't worry, you're not alone.
Somebody asked, would you burn, rewrite, or reread the book?
What?
I would reread it. I would reread the book.
For this book, would you burn, rewrite, or reread? That tag that's going around, do it for just this
You have to put it up against. You have to put it up against other books.
Yeah, you have. Okay, let's do the last 3 Booksplosion books.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have this one.
You Were Liars and
Attachments.
Attachments.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's rough.
Okay.
Okay, let's,
Oh man, dang it!
let's go down the line so that we don't interrupt each other. Kat and Christine, you guys can go first.
Okay, I would reread Attachments. I would, I'd rewrite the Warrior Heir, and I'd burn We Were Liars.
Symbolism.
Yeah, Kat, I was watching your your video that you did of this when you like did the We Were Liars when I was dying laughing.
My
I
answer
haven't seen
is
the video yet.
my answer is the same as Christine's. I said that I would burn We Were Liars after taking a fire safety course. But yeah, my answer is the same as Christine's. I would reread Attachments. I don't know. I might reread this one. Like, because I didn't have the same issue that some of you guys had about the slow pacing. Like, I don't think this needs much of a rewrite. Maybe more dialogue. Maybe a little bit more dialogue sprinkled in.
That's what I would add.
And yeah, I guess I would burn We Were Liars. Sorry, We Were Liars.
It's just the irony, right? The irony here is beautiful. Jesse, go for it.
I have the same answers as you guys, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine are totally different. I would reread We Were Liars because I love that book and I already want to reread it in real life. I would rewrite Attachments, even though there isn't really anything I want to rewrite about it, but I don't want to burn it. And then I would burn this one.
I
But
feel
like, not
We Were
because
Liars would be such an interesting book to reread, though, because you would be able to see like different. I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to say, but different things
Yeah.
would connect, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if I can-
Okay, do we want to take one more question?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, here's one. Did you all like the prologue? I liked the prologue once we got to get more information about what the prologue was really about. Because, like, at first, it was kind of like, I was really confused. Like, right when I just read the prologue, I was like, wait, what? Because suddenly none of those characters are important as you continue reading the story, right? And then you get to hear why they're important again. So I was a little confused at first, but I think that, yeah, it was an interesting lead-in. Also because it adds, again, like, history to the story. Like, you see that this struggle is not a new struggle. This is a struggle that's been going on for, like, hundreds of years. So.
I didn't really like the prologue. Like, I liked it after I was kind of, like, introduced to the story and, like, you know, familiar with the world and stuff, but that being the first thing that you read of the book, to me, I didn't like it. Like, I was confused. I was like, what exactly is going on? So, for me, I didn't like it, didn't love it. That's just my personal opinion.
I liked the prologue. I thought it was really epic slaughter scene of the fam. It was like typical hero beginnings or revenge beginnings, and I really enjoyed that. And then it completely shifted, and then you were able to relate more. Like that was the beginning of a fantasy story for me. Like when you kind of have all these terms thrown at you, but there was a groundedness of it because you understood. Like he's mad. His family was just murdered. His sister was carted off and stolen.
No, she wasn't stolen. She was killed.
No, she was taken to be a warrior.
No, by the Red Rose until the White Rose showed up and just burned her in place.
Yeah, but we didn't see that in the beginning.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
Somebody needs to reread the prologue.
No, we talked about it at the end.
Yeah, no, she like was vaporized and there was no horse or no anything.
Oh,
left. That was like them making her
I thought
disappear
that
or
was
something.
disempowerating.
Vaporized her.
Oh,
I like the prologue too, but for those reasons, because like it established the White Rose and the Red Rose, and they're both bad guys. Like, who's the good guy? Who was Jack in a fight for? The Red Rose who just slaughtered this family and tried to steal this girl, or the White Rose who just killed this girl so the Red Rose could have her?
Literally read it, and I thought they disempowerated. Like, that's what I was thinking, because it was just the beginning, and I never looked back on it. Like, I thought when it was at the end, I was just like, oh yeah, she died right after. She must have.
No, he
I
killed
think
her.
that the prologue would actually be a really epic start to a movie. Like, if this was turned into a movie and that's what you start with, like, you have this old-timey stuff of this scene where, like you said, Christine, like, it's like the slaughter scene, and you have the mom who's just, like, rocking and knitting, and you have all of this creepy stuff.
It was, like, creepy. You're just, like, frozen there.
Yeah, and then you have, like, actual magic happens and stuff. Like, you have magical elements, so you understand that there's magic and stuff, but then it just cuts out, and then you start again with this kid who's running to high school, right? Like, I feel like that would be a really epic start to a movie, because you feel... But, like, in the book, it was a little confusing at first, until it gets explained.
Yeah,
so.
But that's, like, all prologues. They're all confusing. Even, like,
I feel like they're not that confusing.
Well, they're all, like, a lot of them take it from a different point of view of the story. You don't understand it until you read more. Like, freaking Twilight prologues, which were BS. They were just, like, there to, like, show you a random section of the book. Like, even that was, like, confusing. Like, why did you even put that there, Stephanie? Like...
I can't think of any prologues that you're like, that really nailed it. Like, amazing prologues.
Yeah, I know them. The Clockwork Princess, Clockwork Prince.
Obviously.
Like, they have amazing prologues.
Oh, none of you guys have read the Grisha trilogy.
I read the first 75 pages of Shadow and Bone.
You know, they all have prologues and epilogues.
Even the prologues of all Cassie's book, actually. I'm remembering like City of Lost Souls. It was like the prologue.
For some reason, I do not remember Cassie's books having prologues.
Yeah, they all have them. Yeah.
Yeah, they all have them.
The City of Heavenly Fire prologue was not a prologue. That was
half a book. Yeah, it was like half a book. But it set up the...
That was a novella.
It was like the instigation of the story. But like City of Ashes, they have that prologue where he reaches the fear demon with the fairy slow.
See, the reason I don't see them as prologues is because
like they go with the book.
They go with the book,
but they don't follow our main character.
I think that I don't actually remember any prologues.
Hey, you guys are echoing really bad.
Like,
it's Ariel.
Is it me?
It's you, Ariel.
Oh, okay.
But with and like Clockwork Princess has that epic beginning with like they write on the girl and her skin peels off and she like dies.
Oh, spoilers! That is a prologue.
All right, was that our last question?
Yeah, I think so. And then that was our Warrior Heir book talk. Where a lot of us are going to pick up, I think, book 2. So, I mean, I think it was a successful first book kickoff. And, I mean, not overly successful because we didn't love it, but it was solid. It was solid. Thank you so much for joining us and staying here through all the technical difficulties. Oh, God. We're going to figure this out. We're going to get better internet so Kat and I can both project on our computers without it freezing. And so we can look at stuff. If we click on anything, it just freezes. And Jesse's going to get his self set up with book to hold. And Ariel's already set up over there.
Jesse's book just has one of those sorcerer devices on it to make it invisible.
Yeah.
Exactly. Thanks, Kat.
I want one. You just have an invisibility cloak and you put it over the book. Let's be real. We'll see you hopefully next